Hello everyone, my name is Jen and welcome to the Book Refuge. Hello my friends, it is time to do another random recommendation video. These are 5 romances that I really think you need to read. I just think they will make you happy. And it did work out that all of the books I'm recommending are either, one of them's a standalone, but all the rest are first in series. So that's great. I mean, I know sometimes people don't want it, but you know, 95% of the books I read are in series because that's how a lot of romance authors write their books. But there is, like I said, there's one standalone and the rest are first in series. So some of them are completed series and 2 of them are ongoing. So let's get into this. The first one is one that's more recent, and the other 4 I'm going to share are more throwback ones for you. Like they all came in previous years. I think even, yeah, they're all a few years back. So this first one I want to talk about is Wild for You by Kristen Proby. So I recently read this one because Lila Junko did a tarot card spread for them for the trope cards, the tarot trope cards. And I tend to like when I see what the tropes are, it gets me excited for the book. So this is not the first time that I've bought the card set and then been like, these tropes, I think I need to buy this book. And so it's something I just love about Janelle, and I very much hope someday to be a rep for her. But if you're interested in her, Christy from Christy Reads a Lot is currently a rep, so you could use her code. Go check her out. Love on Christy. She's amazing, to get a discount. But I love Janelle's stuff. I'm literally, I didn't even do this on purpose. I swear. I'm wearing her like audiobook shirt right now. I adore her stuff. I think it's great. And she does these like merch stuff for authors sometimes. Usually it's just a tarot card set that goes in book boxes that we'll get out. And then if you didn't get the book box from the author, which is most of us, you can eventually buy that card set from her website. She used to have Etsy, but now she has her own site, which is great. She'll get to keep more of the money. I mean, as a Etsy shop owner myself, link in the description if you want to check it out, they do take a good chunk, but I don't have enough stuff where I need my own site, whereas like she's gotten huge and I love her. Anyway, that was a side tangent for Janelle. I love her. Go check out her stuff. Love you, Janelle. If for some reason you see this video, you're amazing. But she did a card set for this one, and you know, it was single dad, nanny, small town. He's a cattle rancher. Wilds of Montana. I think that is even the series, The Wilds of Montana. Yeah, because it's Wild for You. It's going to be a family series. I think the titles for all of them are out. I think there's going to be 5 maybe. I signed up for the arc of the second one. Hopefully I get it because that one's going to be about a police officer. I'm so excited. But this one is single dad Remy, and he has 2 kids. His wife, in the beginning, in the prologue, there is a tiny trigger warning for death from childbirth, but it's very quickly over, and he's left with 2 children. He already had a son, and now his daughter, his wife died in childbirth, and he's alone. So, and he feels like he's dropping the balls in a lot of ways because he wants to make his kids a priority, but also he is the head of the family business now. His dad is retired, even though his dad still like helps on the farm. Like his dad is retired. His mom has done like the books for the farm, but she's like, your dad, I'm trying to get your dad to fully retire and I want us to go on trips and stuff. So you need to find someone. So he needs a nanny, and he also needs someone who can do the books. And then we have our heroine, Erin, who she connects, I guess, with other stories from Kristen Proby. So this is one of the things that I quickly remembered when I read a book from her, is that she has a lot of books set in Seattle and like they all connect. And if you've read some of those older books, Erin is actually the daughter of a football player and a nurse that is in one of her other series. I can't remember the title now. I wrote it down somewhere because I do want to try to read that. But she is the daughter of this, and so her father is very protective, and she had actually had a stalker previously, who this man is in jail now, but she had been in she had been in danger because of that. And so her parents have been very protective. Now, her and her cousins, I believe, went on a trip to Montana for like skiing. And she ended up loving it. And so she was like, you know what? I want to take some time away. I don't have anything holding me down. And so she wants to move to this town. Now, she has a lot of money from her parents, but she doesn't want to use it. So she ends up getting a job at a coffee shop there where Remy's sister works part-time. And when she has car problems and needs to get her car fixed, she needs a second job. And so she is told that Remy needs a nanny. And so the sister is like, hey, you should try doing that. And so she applies, and of course Remy, you know, it's a bit, I've said this one has Heartless vibes for sure, because, you know, he thinks she's too pretty to be his like live-in nanny, and he like wants her to live there, and she's like, I won't be doing that, I'm still working at the coffee shop, but we'll try this, you know. So very quickly the chemistry between them is just absolutely crazy. And when a few things end up happening, she does end up living there for a little while, and they start getting closer to each other. So I just love this. Again, if you love the Heartless style of single dad and the nanny and, you know, a big family that will all get their books, I mean, this is right up your alley. Like, Kristen Proby knows how to write to the market. So I adored this one, and I can't wait for more. Okay, next up, like I said, we have a throwback, and I'm so happy to share about this one because I feel like it never gets talked about, and this series is so good. So I'm sharing actually The Professional by Kresley Cole. This is from the Game Maker series, and this is a mafia series. Did you know Kresley Cole writes mafia? Yeah, she does, and it's a fun time. So this one is about mafia enforcer Alexander I can't pronounce his name. It's Russian. He's Bratva. And then our heroine, Natalie Porter, who doesn't know that her father is like a pecan in the mafia, or like one of the heads of it. And so Alexander is sent to actually protect her, kind of against her will. And so she ends up getting like kidnapped by him and taken to meet her father, who her father is actually like, I'm just going to say, he's a bit too precious to be a Bratva, okay? And we'll see that not turn out too well for him, I'm just telling you now. But so this is like a bodyguard romance turned something else later on. I won't like spoil where this goes, obviously, but it's just, if you love mafia and you love Kresley Cole, you love her type of like anti-hero / villains who get the girl, this one is great. Natalie can be a tad frustrating. However, it works to a certain degree for me because she has no clue about this world. She just living her life, you know. I think in this one she's looking to like hook up with someone and she ends up, you know, running into him. And he's like, we won't be sleeping together because you're my boss's daughter, but she thought she was going to get laid that night. Things are interesting. So anyway, this is the first in the Game Maker series, and each one is about a different brother, though like we don't know that at the beginning of this. So yeah, this is The Professional. It is just a wild ride. I really want to reread this series, so that's part of the reason I'm putting it in this video, is I hope it will inspire me to do that. But I think if you love mafia and or you love Kresley Cole, you're gonna have a great time with this one. I don't think these are on Kindle Unlimited. I do not know that, so you may have to get this. The audiobooks are very good as well, so check those out. Okay, then I like to bring up this series now and then because it is one of the series that by this author that is like my favorite, even though of course it's her newest stuff that gets the most attention. So I want to turn your attention to the One and Only series by Melanie Harlow. And this is book 1, which is Only You. And this one is about Nate Pearson, who is a divorce attorney, and he's super sexy and, you know, just a bad boy, not going to settle down. And then he has a neighbor who, I forgot what her name is, but let me peek because it's been a while. Emmy is her name. This series does have a slight connection with Cloverleaf Farms too. I don't think it's in this book that we get the connection, but it's in a later one. There's a connection to that series, which is great. One of the heroes like works there, in the vineyard and stuff, which is cool. Anyway, So, so she's a wedding planner. Okay. It's been a long time since I've read this. What I know about this is that a one-night stand that Nate had before actually had a baby. And she never reached out, never told him that, but she's feeling a little overwhelmed as a parent, which, you know what? I understand. And instead of just giving up the child, she decides to see, well, not even decide, she leaves the baby at Nate's door. Okay. So literally there is a small child, a small baby left at his door, and he's completely overwhelmed. And so Emmy, who is his neighbor, is there like when this all happens. And though again, she thinks he's a bit of a jerk sometimes, she has compassion for him and starts helping him with his baby. And so these two kind of become these like co-parents to this baby that wasn't even hers and he didn't even know about. And yeah, I think it's just a really beautiful story. This is a pretty like short one. But if you love Melanie Harlow's, you know, small town, a little bit of levity, you know, that great connection between the two, this is a great one because it's like they mutually are coming together to help take care of this baby. And of course, your emotions are going to get high when you're doing that. And of course, seeing this hot, sexy, suited guy now taking care of a baby is just wonderful. Okay, then we have, let's share the standalone because I just love talking about this book. I love bringing it up whenever I can. So I have a novella for you, which is The King's Spinster Bride by Ruby Dixon. Yes, this is the beautiful copy that I got at Book Bonanza. I regret nothing because it is gorgeous. Even though these books were freaking expensive, they're gorgeous. Look at that artwork. She's going to have an exclusive this year, and I'm like, damn, I wish I was going to Book Bonanza, but that's okay. She made these ones eventually available on her website in paperback, so I'm hoping she'll do that with the exclusive this year too. Like the hardback was what was exclusive, but you can still get the cover. Anyway, this one is a novella, and this is the one that's a standalone, though there are other books by her that are like the something something bride. They're not like directly connected, and some of them not even connected at all. It's just the way that she lists them. So this one is about Hala, who in the beginning of this, her father is overthrown by a rival, like warlord or whatever. And they like want to take the enemy's son as prisoner. And she saves him from being used that way against his father. And so she keeps him safe with her. And then when, you know, his father comes for him, he makes it known that she saved my life. And so she's spared. She is put in like a convent, basically, but she is spared. Now, 16 years later, which I think like she was maybe about 18 when she saved him, or she was 16, I don't know. But either way, she's now in her mid-30s, I believe, or in her 30s, and he's now 24, and he's now becoming the king. And all this time, he's been waiting for her because he so admired her when he was a little boy, and he also just thought she was so brave and kind and beautiful, and he's waited until he's the king, and now he has the authority to make her his. So he goes back to her and he's like, you're going to be my queen. I'm going to prove to you that I want you, and I've waited for you. So yes, we have a virgin king who waited all this time for her. And what's cool in this world is that there is these like rituals you have to do leading up to the wedding. Some of them are pretty sexy. So that is the way that some of these connect, is in the other book. That's also like the half orcs maiden bride. They have to do these like rituals too or whatever. But one involves like being naked in front of people. One involves like, there's just some different sexual rituals that get done before the actual consummation of it and everything. But it's just so sweet. And the way that he waited for her, and the way that he's just completely obsessed with her and is just like, I'm here for you. Like, you're going to be my queen. You deserve it. You are beautiful and kind, and you're everything that I want, and also I desire you like crazy. So it's just really beautiful, and Ruby Dixon just has a way with it, man. Like, she just does. So yes, this is The King's Spinster Bride, and I highly recommend you give this one a go. It was so much fun. The first time that I read that book, I mean, you can tell it's not super long, but I read it when I was still working. If those of you have been around a while, when I was working for the one guy out of his home, elderly gentleman, him and his wife were there. And I like read it in like my lunch hour, and then I just like kept reading because there was nothing going on that day, and I was just like, read. So it was so good. Okay, and then the last one I wanted to share because the next book should be coming out very soon. And also I just feel very close to this book because it is the first book that I ever like beta read, and that is Good Game by Madison Fox. And the next one, Forbidden Game, will be coming out soon. It could be as soon as this month, or else the latest will be May that it's coming out. And this book is even like, it's a little bit out of my comfort zone, but I loved how Madison told this story. And I think, I mean, for real, obviously I read so many books, and I wasn't going to tear my friend's story apart, but I also was like really honest about how some things just aren't for me. And like, she would have to decide if it's something she wants to keep still because it's how she means her story to be, or if, you know, what advice she takes and leaves, right? But this one is about Stevie Andwell, who, she's a bit of a socialite. She, you know, is from a wealthy family, but she has a cheating ex-boyfriend, and she just never wants to be with him again. And so she happens to be working at being a cocktail waitress for the night. I think she's helping a friend out by doing it because she doesn't have to do it. She also, so yeah, she's working this, and the system happens to be there. Now in this world, the system is these 3 gamer guys who, in this book, they are a secret. They wear their masks all the time. They wear one of the, I think there's the cute picture in the front of this one. Has the artwork in it, does it? Yeah. He has his little mask that he always wears. And he goes by, Blade is his, like, screen name or whatever. And the system is these 3 guys, Parker, Jackson, and then Alexander, who they are this, and they've been a secret, and they make millions of dollars doing this, and they live in a penthouse all together where they like work and live and everything, and they very much keep those 2 things secret. So whenever they're out in public, they're wearing their masks. And so she ends up kind of having a moment with Alex when he is in his mask, and they have this really hot moment. And now Alex is a little bit known for being naughty at these parties, so it's not exactly a surprise that he would like hook up with someone, but he is shocked by just how well they like feed off of each other in this hot moment. And then also her ex-boyfriend is kind of like, at least like in the same social circle as these guys in a way, not with their like real personas, but like with their, you know, they're in the same-ish area. And so he tries to like hit on her again at this party. And so she does use Alex a little bit to make him jealous, and Alex is like more than happy to do that. So things are pretty spicy at this party, let's just say. But, you know, they don't think they'll ever see each other again. She doesn't even know who he really is. And then, of course, she does run into Alex the next day. And so, like, maybe it's not right the next day, I'm sorry. So he knows who she is, but she doesn't know who he is. And now Alex kind of steps up to the plate and tries to see if there can actually be something with her if he really likes her. So this is a bit of a hidden identity story, as well as if you are a gamer, you like gaming, I think this is a really great book for that. But also, if you're not super familiar with it, it's almost like a different version of a sport romance, right? Like, I would consider this a sport. There are like e-games that they're a part of and everything. And then something that she included, which was great, is she does have a gaming glossary, which when I read it in the Kindle, oh look, see, here's the picture of the system too. There they are. You can't see the colors in this one, but that's cool. I love it so much. Anyway, where was I going with this? Yeah, it's a hidden identity. And it's also just, they have super great chemistry with each other. So this one is pretty sexy. I'll tell you that. This one's hot. But if you don't like care from that much of it, Forbidden Game is a much more slow burn. However, because of the way the story unfolds, like, there's secret identities in here, but that doesn't necessarily last forever. We'll say that. So I do suggest you read Good Game, and also, you know, way to support a fellow YouTuber who now works in the industry and now is an author. Like, it's so great. And I'm already so excited for what she's going to do next with the third system novel, and then what story she's going to write after that. So it's been so fun watching this come to fruition. And so yeah, I highly recommend that you give this one a go. It's on Kindle Unlimited, or there is 2 covers for this one. There's a model cover, and there's this, but I actually adore this cover. Like, look at it. It's so pretty. So I actually picked to have this one. So there you go, friends. Those are 5 books that I think you should read if you haven't gotten around to them yet. And yeah, I'll have links to them all down below if you want to snag one. And make sure you check out my Etsy shop if you're interested in some bookish goodies for either yourself or a friend. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye.